I'm Naruto Hyuga, and this is my story. Believe it!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Neon Pow here, and today we have another weekly video for you guys. Today we are continuing What If Naruto Was a Hyuga, Part 2. So guys, if you've not seen the previous parts, I highly recommend you do so. I have that playlist linked in the description and in the card above. Also, you guys freaking were monsters last video, demolished that 20 like goal. So for this video, what I'm going to do is bump it up to 30 likes, and let's see if you beasts can handle the challenge. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started in the what if. We last left off our young Hyuga finishing his first C rank mission, which in all reality was much more troublesome than what it was said to be. Team 7 has had some time to rest and heal from the last encounter. We now move on to the Chunin exam arc. Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke just finished a mission, and they are chatting and discussing tactics. However, they are interrupted by Konohamaru and his group. Naruto's interaction with him are basically the same, until suddenly Konohamaru accidentally bumps into some unfamiliar ninja wearing a weird headband. As we know, this is Kankuro from the village hidden in the sand, with Temari next to him. Kankuro gets pissed and is about to wail on the kid, but all of a sudden, he smashes into the ground and eats a pile of dirt. Both Naruto and Sasuke are standing before him, with their arms folded and serious. Temari blushes and thinks how cool and handsome the two-leaf shinobi look. This makes Hinata a little jealous as she sees Temari looking at Naruto. Kankuro is red with anger and embarrassment. He is about to release his puppet on them for making him look like a fool, but then we hear a mysterious voice telling them to stop. Both Naruto and Sasuke are shocked by the sudden appearance and can't believe they didn't notice him. The mysterious shinobi tells Kankuro and Temari that they need to go. The sand shinobi are quiet and follow the order. Before they leave, the eerie shinobi asks for Naruto and Sasuke's names, and they reply. He then says his name is Gaara and looks forward to seeing them later. The sand shinobi disappear. Both Naruto and Sasuke have a very bad feeling about all of this. We then skip to the next day. The Genin are waiting for their sensei to update them on the current situation. As usual, Kakashi sensei is late and says he got lost on his path of life. He briefs them about the Chunin exams. He tells the young Genin that he wants them to enter the exam so they can test their skills and move up the shinobi ranks. 5 days pass and Team 7 go to turn in their applications. They still easily see through the genjutsu test created by the disguised upper levels ninja. Team 7 also have their same interactions with Lee, Neji, and Tenten. But in addition, this time Neji gives Naruto a mean look and says, "I guess they'll even let an embarrassment like you take the exam." Before Naruto can utter a comeback, Hinata jumps in and tells Neji to back off, and he doesn't know what Naruto has been through. Neji just looks in disgust and walks away. Lee apologizes for Neji's behavior and explained he isn't normally like that. He also asked if he could have a quick spar with either Naruto or Sasuke. Sasuke could care less about some random ninja, so Naruto gladly accepts the fight. The two begin fighting and they look evenly matched at first. However, Naruto activates his Byakugan and the tide of the battle moves completely to Naruto. Lee knows that he can only win if he uses that jutsu. He readies it, but before he can release it, Guy Sensei stops him. The two still have the abusive, loving interaction.
Lei, this is not what I've trained you for.
I'm sorry, Guy Sensei. I promise it'll never happen again.
After, Lee apologizes, but Naruto says not to worry about it, since he really enjoyed the fight and compliments Lee's strength, especially for only being able to use taijutsu. The team then heads over to the examination room to meet up with the other participants. They then see Team 8 and Team 10. Their interactions go as per usual, and Team 7 still meets Kabuto. This time, when Kabuto gets attacked by the Sound Ninja, Naruto and Sasuke sense their movements from amongst the crowd. As the leader of the Sound Ninja jumps in to attack with his right arm, Naruto and Sasuke both jump in. Naruto kicks the Sound Ninja's arm away, and Sasuke is standing in front of Kabuto to protect him from any other incoming attacks. The second ninja becomes infuriated and is about to go for another attack when the proctor for the exam comes in and tells him to pipe down. He warns them about starting fights before the exam even begins, as this means they could be disqualified. Everyone then gets settled down in their seats, and the proctor proceeds to tell the rules of the test. Everything here happens as usual, except that in this case, Naruto does well on the exam since he keeps up with his studies. So well in fact, that his score was placed as 3rd highest on record, with Minato having 1st place, followed by Itachi. We can now skip to the beginning of the Force of Death part of the exam. This is where Team 7 gets to really show their well-honed skills and masterful teamwork. Before the proctor even announces the rules, Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke are already analyzing all the other teams. This is because they are adapting and learning from the previous exam. They notice that some teams have different scrolls from theirs, and they take note of those specific ones. Once the proctor says that they need both white and black scrolls, everything clicks for Team 7. They don't want to be cocky, but they feel they are prepared for the exam. The exam begins, and all the teams move out. Team 7 starts to hunt the closest team that they know have the black scroll. They are actually able to take it with ease. With only 29 minutes into the exam, Team 7 has both necessary scrolls. All they must do now is head to the checkpoint, and they will pass. However, as they are heading over, they encounter a very serious problem. A strange sound ninja appears before them. Of course, as we know, it's Orochimaru. Team 7 has no clue who this mysterious shinobi is, but they have a really bad feeling about them. Orochimaru says inside his head,
"Your body will be mine, Sasuke."
Like in the anime, Sasuke is paralyzed with fear. Orochimaru immediately attacks Sasuke, but Hinata pushes him out of the way, saving him in the last second. She tells him to get his head in the fight. Sasuke snaps back into it, and they attempt to counter. Naruto tries to use his bullet wind jutsu to shoot himself towards Orochimaru, which gives him a chance to pummel him in the face, but Orochimaru just bounces back from this and smacks Naruto to the ground. Team 7 do their best against Orochimaru, but Orochimaru is just too much more overpowered than they are. As the young genin are on the brink of death, Orochimaru bites Sasuke on the neck and gives him the curse mark. This makes Sasuke pass out, but Naruto sees this and thinks that Sasuke was murdered before his eyes. Naruto explodes with anger and unleashes a massive amount of Nine-Tails chakra. He charges as Orochimaru with blind rage and gets some nice hits in. Sadly, Orochimaru is still much stronger than Naruto even in this state, and he is able to trap Naruto and proceed to place the 5-pronged seal on him, which disrupts Naruto's Nine-Tails chakra and makes him go unconscious. Orochimaru then yeets Naruto and leaves the scene. Hinata is able to rush and grab Naruto before he falls to his death. Hinata is now left to fight and protect both the unconscious Naruto and Sasuke before they can even move out to the checkpoint. 5 hours pass. Hinata is doing her best to stay concealed. However, just like in canon, they are discovered by the Sound Ninja Squad. Hinata tries to negotiate with them by giving them one of their scrolls, but the Sound Ninja are not having any of it. They think it'll be more fun just to kill the 3 of them and take the scrolls. Hinata has no choice but to fight the 3 alone. She activates her Byakugan and readies her gentle fist. She was actually able to take out one of the ninja and badly hurt the other, but she is running very low on chakra and stamina. She is about to get attacked from behind, but then Lee saves her and counters the move. She is surprised to see him there. Lee just smiles and says he's just helping a fellow comrade. During the fight, Sasuke does end up waking up due to the curse mark and attempts to break the arms of one of the Sound Ninja. Hinata stops Sasuke before he goes too far by hitting his chakra points and knocking him out. Hinata and Lee are then able to defeat the remaining Sound Ninja with ease. Lee leaves and Hinata waits another hour before Naruto and Sasuke finally wake up. The poor girl is completely exhausted but glad to see her friends awake and well. Since all of them are really close, Hinata tells Sasuke what he did while he was unconscious. They know that that strange ninja they encountered earlier must have had something to do with it. But for the moment, they promise each other to keep it secret until they are able to tell Kakashi-sensei. The tired genin make their way to the checkpoint. With Naruto's Byakugan, they are able to get there within an hour, even with the obstruction of those doppelganger shinobi. They finished the second exam in 7 hours and 29 minutes, which is still great time considering what they had to go through. Now, we move on to the third part of the exam, the preliminary battles. Most of the battles happen as usual with some exceptions. The first being the battle between Kiba and Naruto. Naruto is anxious about the battle because he has not had time to assess Kiba's skill level. Before the battle even begins, Kiba starts trash-talking Naruto. Kiba tells him that it's unfortunate for Naruto to have to face him, the strongest member of Team 8. Naruto, taking him at his word, is prepared to not hold back since who knows what kind of hidden jutsus his opponent might have. Seeing how scary looking Kiba's face is with his fang-like teeth protruding out, Naruto is feeling more nervous. As soon as the fight begins, Kiba lunges towards Naruto. Naruto is already in a stance to perform the 8 trigram palms. As soon as Kiba gets within range, he executes it. It's a perfect hit, and Naruto starts hitting him with all he's got. Naruto starts counting up the number of palms, first with 32 palms, followed by 64 palms, and finally 128 palms to finish it all up. Before Naruto even gets close to 128 palms, he realizes that Kiba has been knocked out for a while, and all he's doing is just hitting Kiba's almost lifeless body over and over again. Naruto stops and Kiba plops to the floor. Deceased? Naruto has declared the winner of the battle. In his head, he says,
I guess I shouldn't have gone X Games mode on him. Believe it!
The interaction in Neji and Hinata's battle also changes. Since Hinata has been training more, in order to catch up to Naruto, she's able to hold her own against Neji. In this case, she's able to block most of his attacks, but is still receiving massive hits from Neji's gentle fist. While the fight is occurring, Neji takes the opportunity to bash her about being friends with Naruto, the embarrassment of the clan. Hinata tells him that Naruto is not an embarrassment and that she is proud to be his friend, and that one day he'll become an exemplary shinobi. The comment gets Neji worked up, which makes him ruthlessly beat Hinata. Meanwhile, Naruto is watching from the stand, enraged and with balled up fists ready to step in an arena to stop Neji, but Kakashi-sensei stops him. At the same time, the referee calls the battle over since Neji is taking things too far. He is warned from continuing anymore or else he will be disqualified. Neji is declared the winner and Hinata is rushed to the infirmary. After the first 3 exams are over, we are left with the same shinobi from the anime passing on to the final part of the Chunin exam. However, before we get to the fights, the Genin are able to rest and prepare for the upcoming battles. This is where Naruto looks to further his training by accidentally bumping into the legendary Sannin, Jiraiya. The pervy man still accepts to train Naruto after a lot of persuading. Jiraiya still removes the seal put on Naruto by the Orochimaru and teaches him how to harness the Nine-Tails chakra and how to summon Gamabunta. Due to Naruto's extreme training from a young age and his innate talent from being a Hyuga Uzumaki, he's able to pick up these new skills in half the time compared to his canon counterpart. This leaves some time for him to ask Jiraiya about an important request. Naruto explains to the Sannin that he learned an extremely powerful teleportation jutsu called the Flying Raijin and needs help learning to execute it. Just the name alone shocks Jiraiya and is surprised to hear that Naruto knows the jutsu of his former student. This brings good flashbacks to the old man's younger years. He then snaps back and asks where Naruto learned such a jutsu. Naruto nervously just says he stumbled upon it randomly as he was training. This makes Jiraiya suspicious, but he just shrugs it off. They then use their remaining time to try to grasp the S-rank jutsu. It is now finally the day of the final battles of the Chunin exam. Naruto is ready to see if his training really made a difference. He can harness the Nine-Tails chakra and summon Gamabunta. As for the Flying Raijin, he's very limited since it uses a lot of chakra. Naruto plans to only use these jutsus in dire situations, as the techniques can be risky and use up a lot of stamina and chakra. We now finally begin the last round of the Chunin exams, the battles. All the fights go as normal, except for the fight between Naruto and Neji. This fight will be an intense battle between the Hyugas, Byakugan versus Byakugan. During Neji and Naruto's fight, Neji argues with Naruto about the ideals of the clan. Neji tells Naruto that as a Hyuga, a clan that is very prestigious and highly respectable, one should bring honor to the clan's name and everything they do, especially someone who is from the main Hyuga branch like Naruto. Neji tells Naruto that his mere existence is an embarrassment to the clan, and that he brings shame to the people who are generous enough to raise him. He also mentions that unfortunately he wasn't born into the main branch, and he is now stuck with the destiny to protect, but yet an outsider like Naruto is granted entrance into the main branch. Naruto then becomes filled with rage from Neji's comments, and asks Neji what does he know about his life he has lived. Naruto tells Neji that the clan can resent and scorn him all they want, but that he will show them all that he will become the greatest shinobi there is despite being an embarrassment to the clan. He continues to tell Neji that he shouldn't be locked down to destiny and that he should forge his own path. He needs to stop judging others and reflect on himself for once. The fight between the two Hyugas are actually closer than Neji had originally thought. Each blow and every kick is met with a similar attack from one another. The fight continues with each Genin just wearing one another down without making any headroom. Finally, the two decide to end it all with one last 8 trigram standoff. They both ready their stance and lunge at each other. In synchrony, they both yell 32 palms, then 64 palms, followed by 128 palms. For every hit, they are just negating the other. Finally, as they move to 256 palms, the tide starts to change. Neji feels Naruto getting stronger and faster. He can't believe that what is happening. He tries to match Naruto's attacks, but just cannot keep up. Neji slips up, and Naruto sees the opportunity to knock out Neji's most crucial chakra points, followed by one final explosive blow. This leaves Neji laying on the floor, unable to move. He can't believe he was defeated by Naruto. Naruto tells him if he would focus more of his efforts on himself and stop clouding his mind, he might have had a chance. This just leaves Neji speechless. Naruto takes the win. We then skip to the fight between Sasuke and Gaara. Sasuke still shows up as dramatic and as late as in the anime. However, he seems much different here. His clothes are the same, but his aura has changed. Sasuke is a good bit more powerful here than in canon, since he refused to let the much more powerful Naruto surpass him. With his new power, Sasuke actually wounds Gaara even worse. This still ends up triggering Gaara's crazy streaks, and the snowball effect of the other events also occur. However, this time Hinata and Naruto are aware of the genjutsu and don't get caught in it. They both meet up with Sasuke and head over to Gaara as a team. They finally catch up to Gaara. The fight is just as difficult as in the original, but Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke work as a unit and are able to get some good damage on Gaara. However, Gaara upgrades his tailed beast form and things start to turn bad for our Genin. Naruto is about to get body slammed by Gaara, but Hinata jumps in and pushes Naruto out of the way, taking the brute of the force, leaving her unconscious. This leaves Naruto enraged, and he lunges at Gaara and lands a clean hit to the jaw, knocking the Beast Boy 40 meters back. It is now just Naruto and Sasuke. Just when things couldn't get any worse, Sasuke's curse mark starts to act up and begins to spread all over his body, immobilizing him. It is now just Naruto versus Gaara. Gaara then starts to transform into the giant tailed beast form. Naruto is just left standing there, unsure what he can do. But he then remembers he has to protect his friends no matter what. He is the only one left that can fight and protect them. Naruto snaps out of his phase and thinks of a plan. He begins by summoning Gamabunta. Together, they are able to hold back the One-Tails and get some damage. As they are fighting, Naruto also notices that Gaara is sleeping on top of the tailed beast. Naruto thinks that this is where he should aim his final blow. If he can get to Gaara and knock out his chakra points that are connected to the tailed beast, he could possibly get Gaara back to normal. It was a risk, but a risk that Naruto needed to take to protect everyone. Fortunately, he had already planned for a way to get close enough to Gaara to hit his chakra points. Earlier, when Naruto hit Gaara in the face, he set a seal for the Flying Raijin on his face. He only has one shot at this. Naruto takes the chance and teleports to Gaara. The teleportation nearly took out all of Naruto's chakra and his body is failing him. Naruto builds enough strength to hit Gaara's chakra points. It looks like his plan worked. Gaara is reverting back to his human form. Both Jinchurikis are falling and smash into the ground. Both of them cannot move, but Naruto still crawls to Gaara to smack some sense into the man. Naruto had won the fight, and he was able to protect his precious friends.
And that's where we're going to be ending part 2. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button so you guys can demolish that 30 like challenge. Also, if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you guys will get notified for when the next part of this series comes out next Wednesday. So without further ado guys, much love, peace.